Well, you saw last week's video. If you haven't, then why are you starting with part 2? Anyway, for those of you who have seen last week's video, get ready for more awesomeness from the greatest cartoon director of all time. Here is part 2 of my top 30 favorite Tex Avery cartoons. Number 20, Cockadoodle Dog. It's been a long night, and Spike the dog just wants to get some sleep. However, the morning isn't pleasant for him as a rooster keeps crowing. Spike is then determined to shut that bird up. Saying this cartoon is hilarious would actually be offensive to it. It's so funny that a new word needs to be developed that is a synonym for funny. This cartoon is full of wacky gags, great timing, and it's overall hilarious. Oh great, now I have to wash my mouth out with soap because I just swore at it. Anyway, my favorite gag in this cartoon is all of them. Yeah, I love every gag in this cartoon equally. I can't choose any over the other. Anyway, what's great about this cartoon is there isn't any dialogue. It mostly focuses on physical humor, which was Tex Avery's specialty. I honestly don't know what to say about this cartoon. It's that good. You have to see it for yourselves and see why I'm at a loss for words. No, I'm serious. Pause this video and go watch this cartoon. NOW! Number 19. What's Buzzin' Buzzard? In the middle of the desert, two starving buzzards can't find anything to eat, so they settle on the next best thing, each other. This cartoon was Tex Avery's crack at dark comedy, as it deals with cannibalism. The two buzzards are great, and they have great voices to boot. One of them is an impression of Jimmy Durante, and the other is an impression of a character actor whose name escapes me at the time. This is one of Tex Avery's earliest MGM cartoons, and it shows that it didn't take him long to adapt to his new workplace. The gags come so fast that you'll be suffering from a severe case of whiplash after viewing this cartoon. The animation is also well animated, as always. Plus, this is one of Tex's longest cartoons, running at close to 8 minutes. But it doesn't feel like it's that long. That just shows how entertaining it is. My favorite gag in this cartoon happens when the black buzzard pretends to be a snake and he scares the red buzzard. The black buzzard then laughs about the red buzzard getting scared, but then he sees a snake and faints. There goes Tex Avery with his contradictory humor again. The strongest aspect of this cartoon is the buzzards. They'll do anything just to eat the other, and no matter who loses in the cartoon, the viewers are the real winners. So, what's Buzzin' Buzzard is a cartoon that makes cannibalism funny. In an animation sense. But in real life, it's not funny. In some people's opinions. But not in mine. Number 18. Lucky Ducky. In this cartoon, two duck hunters, who are anthropomorphic dogs, are trying to hunt after a hyperactive and zany duck that is always outsmarting them. This cartoon is basically a Daffy Duck cartoon. On crack! The little duck in this cartoon is one insane character. He's constantly doing zany things and is always one step ahead of the hunters. The duck is basically Daffy Duck. If Daffy Duck did crack! What I love most about this cartoon is how wacky and zany it is. I just love the duck character, and I have so much fun watching him do wacky things to the hunters. Once again, I don't have a favorite gag in this cartoon. There are just too many to choose from, and they come so fast I constantly laugh at the next one and forget about the previous one. Anyway, Lucky Ducky is another Tex Avery masterpiece. If there is any one of you that hasn't seen it, get out of here. Number 17. The Three Little Pups. This cartoon is basically the story of the three little pigs, except with dogs instead of pigs. Anyway, the wolf tries constantly to get Droopy and his brothers taken to the dog pound. But it's harder for the wolf than he thinks. Once again, this is a Droopy cartoon that I only love because of the villain. The hillbilly wolf for Billy Boy is in this one, and he's more hilarious than ever. I just love that no matter how many times he fails to get the pups, he keeps going at it with a calm personality. My favorite gag is the ending. I won't spoil it, but it'll have you say, they were able to pull off that special effect in the 50s? Yeah, it's that cool. There's not much else I can say about this cartoon. It's not as fast-paced or as wacky as Tex Avery's other cartoons, but it shows that Tex is still able to be funny even if his cartoons are slower paced and the gags are given more time to develop. Number 16. The Cat That Hated People. A black cat feels that he's being mistreated by humans on the planet Earth, so he goes to the moon for peace and quiet, but he soon regrets his decision. This was a favorite of mine growing up. What I love about this cartoon is how it focuses on the cat's point of view on humans. Tex shows that he knows how cats think, because a lot of the points the cat rants about are legit problems that cats run into. We all know what humans think of animals, so it's nice seeing what a cat thinks of us. The cat in this cartoon goes through common problems that cats in real life go through, but Tex Avery's trademark cartoony humor helps tell the story and make it hilarious. My favorite gag in this cartoon is everything that happens after the cat lands on the moon. It's really wacky, weird, and it always has me asking, what the heck? But it's a really creative scene. Anyway, this cartoon is something that'll teach you to appreciate cats a little better. Number 15. Garden Gopher. Spike is having a difficult time trying to bury his bone in the ground due to the fact that a gopher is living in his yard, so he tries hard to get the gopher out. This is one of Tex Avery's shortest cartoons, but that doesn't stop him. He still crams as much gags as he can into one 6-minute cartoon, with hilarious results. The gags come really fast as always, but they're timed well enough to where I'm able to laugh at them. My favorite gag in this cartoon involves a chili pepper. I don't want to give anything away. I'm not a big fan of cartoons that deal with big characters trying to get rid of little critters, which I think Disney abused to death with Donald Duck's later cartoons. However, Tex is able to make the plotline work to where I want to watch this cartoon over and over again. This is also a cartoon that not many people know about. In fact, I don't remember ever seeing it on TV. Well, thankfully, this is one cartoon that YouTube hasn't removed, so if you haven't seen it, type it in the search box and enjoy. Number 14. Tortoise Beats Hare. That's right, we're going back to his Warner Brothers career for this one. After reading the title of this cartoon, Bugs Bunny throws a fit and challenges Cecil Turtle to a race, but Cecil has plans for Bugs. This is my favorite Bugs Bunny cartoon that Tex directed. Why? Because I love Bugs' character. I'm actually a fan of Bugs being the villain in this cartoon because his character fits into the role. He's a screwy jerk who's always ticking people off, so it makes sense that he should be the bad guy, and in this cartoon, he does his job well. I love how he gets so upset about the turtle winning the race. He's not going to take it lightly. Also, I love Cecil Turtle. He's calm, slow, but he isn't stupid. He knows what he's doing, and it's fun watching him outsmart Bugs. I also think it's pretty gutsy for Tex to take what would become his most popular creation and make him the antagonist. Tex wasn't afraid of nothing. Anyway, although Tex wasn't a character person, he showed that he knows how to make his characters act different while still making them likable. Number 13. Happy Go Nutty. Screwy Squirrel breaks out of Nut's mental asylum. Where have I heard of that before? Anyway, after breaking out, Screwy gets chased after Meathead Dog, who keeps trying to recapture him, but Screwy isn't easy to catch. This is my favorite Screwy Squirrel cartoon. For those of you who don't know, Screwy Squirrel is who you would get if Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and Woody Woodpecker were put into a blender. Yeah, he lives up to his name. This character is nuts. He's able to pull objects out of thin air, clone himself, jump into other cartoons, and he's just all around cray-cray. And I love him. However, it's been said that Tex hated this character, which is why he only appeared in 5 cartoons. Such a shame, because I felt he could have done so much more with this character. But I think that makes his 5 cartoons more valuable since he appeared in so few. Like I've said, this one is my favorite. I swear, I could watch this cartoon all day. In fact, as an April Fool's Day joke, Cartoon Network aired this cartoon on April 1st of one year for the whole day. All I can say is, best prank ever! Anyway, this cartoon is jammed with gags aplenty. When watching this cartoon, be prepared to be bombarded by several off-the-wall gags. You'll probably be eating aspirin even though you don't have a headache. Well, at least you won't have one until Screwy hits you over the head with a mallet. If that happens, seek help. Number 12. Bad Luck Blackie. A little white kitten is abused by a big bulldog, so the kitten seeks help from a black cat that can cause bad luck to happen to anything that he crosses the path of. Cartoony violence happens from here. I love this cartoon because I love the idea of it so much. Tex is able to take a common superstition and exaggerate it for cartoony effect. Even though objects falling on the dog's head is the only bad luck that happens in this cartoon, it's not limited to one item. You can never guess what's going to fall out of the sky next. Heck, with how many times I've seen this cartoon, I still forget what object's going to fall at what point. You think that seeing a dog get hit with falling objects over and over again would get old, but then you would forget who's directing this cartoon. I don't think it ever gets old. In fact, this is also a cartoon I could watch all day and never get bored of it. Add the great music cues to help make the gags funny, and you've got one heck of a cartoon. Number 11. Who Killed Who? One of my all-time favorite cartoons. In this parody of murder mysteries, a detective tries to solve the case of an old man being killed, and hilarious gags happen from here. My God, this cartoon shows no mercy. I swear, this cartoon should be arrested for attempted murder via causing people to laugh themselves to death. I'm not lying! This cartoon is freaking hilarious! No, that word doesn't even do this cartoon justice. Every gag works. Every gag comes at the right time, and you don't know what's coming next. It's just a constant laugh riot. I love all the fourth wall jokes, the blend of live action and animation, and it's a perfect parody of murder mysteries. In typical Tex Avery fashion, anything he can make fun of, he's going to make fun of. That includes, but not limited to, the suspicious looking suspects, detectives constantly looking in places that lead nowhere, and all the plot twists that pop up. This cartoon alone is funnier than any movie to come out in the past 10 years. That's not me being biased, that's me having an opinion. I swear, I've laughed at this cartoon so much that I'm surprised I haven't suffocated yet. My favorite gag is the ending. It's a gag that's so good that I want to do something similar to it in one of my cartoons in the future. Folks, see this cartoon if you haven't already. Renew your life insurance plan first, though. You have been warned. Well, folks, are you whacked out on cartooniness already? If you are, well, I feel sorry for you. Next week, it all comes down to this. The top 10. The best of the best. The cream of the crop. If you think you've already seen how great Tex Avery is, well, as Bachman Tuner Overdrive once said, you ain't seen nothing yet.